It was just another day as far as I was concerned. It was pretty overcast in Georgia when I took off, so I was talking to Air Traffic Control, flew in a heading that gave me better ceilings, and then I climbed up on top. There were some breaks in the clouds around the Atlanta area. Things changed when I got about 100 miles out of Manassas. I was looking for clearing. As a VFR pilot, I was trying to find a hole in the cloud, someplace I could get underneath and continue my flight. At that point, I made a radio call to Air Traffic Control, asking if they could vector me to some sort of an opening.
When he first called, he called a sector to my left, Charlottesville East, and from what I could understand, there was a VFR stuck in above the cloud deck. There wasn't really a good VFR airport, at least initially. I could hear that there was an emergency. The initial plan was to go to Williamsburg Airport. The traffic management unit came over to me and said that the weather was deteriorating rapidly. It probably wasn't going to be VFR by the time John made it there. So Richmond International was our best bet.
Are you familiar with shooting ILS approaches that have glide slope active on them?
We had given him a base turn for the ILS. Along that base turn, we noticed him overshoot the turn and in a descent.
I don't know how long I was down there, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, but when my eyes came back to my instrumentation, I knew I was in a steep right-hand turn. I could tell I was diving, I was picking up airspeed. I saw the sun whip by. I knew I needed to rotate out of my turn and pull back slowly as to not cause any structural damage to the plane.
6A Quebec, how long of fuel time do you have left?
I knew I was low. I didn't realize just how low because time seemed to pass very fast once the emergency took on.
I know when I asked, he said his right fuel tank was empty. And I asked him about the left one.
And he asked if I had another tank, and I said I do. And my left tank is also showing empty.
I am indicating empty on both my fuel tanks, 6A Quebec.
Those 2-3 seconds of silence from everybody around me, it was as loud as the silence can get. I said, I'm going in now.
6A Quebec, you can start the descent. Keep those wings nice and level.
Well, when the decision was made to come inbound, we were faced with another issue of him being too high to get down at a standard rate of descent. My fear was, if you could try to picture it, he breaks out 300 feet from the ground and his nose is almost pointing at the ground. Having John try to get back control of that aircraft to pull it up and then attempt a safe landing, it's very risky. And that's when I came up with the plan of, let's try to go over the field, and once he breaks out about 400 feet, he'll break out, but he'll be in complete control of that aircraft.
As long as you break out, we're going to be able to see it, and you're going to be able to maneuver in a VFR tower pattern inbound.
If he runs out of fuel before he breaks out, then he'd be able to control glide and land somewhat safely if he's doing it in VFR conditions with roadways, airports, and emergency personnel all around, and everything lit up.
I knew at that point in time that I had more fuel in my right wing than my left wing. In descent, I did change from my left fuel tank to my right fuel tank, and was very conscious and aware that when I started making turns, I needed to make left-hand turns to keep my right wing high and fuel flowing to the engine.
6A Quebec, breaking out.
Broke out 400 feet, and he said, I see the field. It was one of the best feelings I've had.
I see the airport, I'm flying over the tower.
Once I saw the ground and saw our runway, there was no issue. I knew where I was going. Because I had been in contact with Sunil on the way down, and I knew that the airspace was all mine. I wasn't looking for other airplanes or any other obstacles. Like, it was just get my plane on pavement.
We had a lot of variables in this, and we had to change plans a lot. And had John not been so adaptable, or had I not had a great team around me, the outcome very easily could have been a different type of thing.
When I got out of the plane, it became very real. My first action was I got on all fours and I kissed the pavement. And then I broke down like a child, because the gravity of the situation became very real. The fact that I almost left 2 children parentless. I asked the airport manager if he could get me contact information so I could call and thank Sunil.
It was an incredible moment to meet him, to walk him through the area.
It was karma, you know, it was the right 2 guys in the right 2 places on the right day. You know, I can't explain it any other way.